I'm here with Sammy, and she is an instructor and an artist here at Chicago Hot Glass. Now, we know that you are jealous of our shades, but they are a necessity here, and that's because this furnace right behind us, it's more than 2,000 degrees. Check that out. It holds about 300 pounds of molten glass. And what she's doing is gathering this glass on what's called a punti to do one of the oldest forms of artwork called glass blowing.
I found nothing else like it. I've never had something that you get so much joy and then so much angst from all-in-one material or medium. It's instant gratification, but it's also infuriating to no end.
This material is very addictive. Once you get involved with it, it'll drive you. It'll change the way that you look at life, and it'll change the way that you do things.
The constant challenge is one of the things that kind of draws me to it. You can absolutely ruin it at any moment.
Everything you make is beautiful. There is no ugly glass. Everything has a beautiful personality to it. Everything has its own unique flavor.
I can't go a week without blowing glass, or I start to itch, or I start to get kind of cranky with people around me. It's an outlet.
It's pretty scary at first because it's really, really hot. It's really just like hard on your hands. But being able to produce an object that you're proud of, that's pretty exciting.
Extreme temperatures and potentially dangerous working conditions aren't stopping these local artists from creating beautiful works of art. At Chicago Hot Glass in West Humboldt Park, these brave artists are making unique pieces of glass, from vases to beads to glass slippers.
A lot of people know Seattle and Eugene and all those places like that as being a real mecca for lamp workers and glass blowers. New York has a really huge scene as well. Here in the Midwest, there's nothing that's really materialized. So what Chicago Hot Glass is trying to do is be that point. We want to be the largest in the Midwest for glass arts in general.
Originating at around 50 BC, glass art made a resurgence in the 1960s. Now, artists at Chicago Hot Glass are not only using the traditional method of glass blowing, where glass is taken from a furnace, blown into a bubble, reheated in glory holes, and carefully reshaped with tools, but also a newer method called lamp working or torch working, where glass rods are melted over a torch. Chicago Hot Glass is a public access studio, meaning any artist who wants to can come here and rent space. The studio opened in 2001 and is spreading like wildfire.
It started out with 2 glory holes in a furnace, and now we're up to 4 glory holes, and we have 10 different torches. As you see everything right now, we'd like to double it, maybe even branch out into stained glass as well, cover all the fields. The huge benefit of having us is you don't have to own all your own equipment.
Part of our mission, I think, is to develop a community. This material really requires 2 people to work at a minimum just to make one piece, and that piece can last anywhere from half an hour to 2.5 hours. So during that time, you need to surround yourself with people that are educated with the material, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to teach and develop glass artists.
Right now, there are about 40 artists that rent space in the studio. But experienced artists aren't the only ones who can work here. Anyone can come in and take a class from one of the 8 professional volunteer instructors. Up to 100 people learn the art of glass blowing at Chicago Hot Glass each month. They offer a wide range of classes, from Level 1 glass blowing, where you'll make a basic item like a paperweight, to advanced skill levels where you'll learn to make more complex items and work with colors.
Most people see it like at a Renaissance festival, or they see it on TV, and so they come in and they're like, okay, I want to try to make this. You go everything from a marble, which is the most simple thing ever, or a fused tile plate, all the way up to a complex chandelier. Really, the sky is the limit. Glass is just like any other medium. It really is determined on the imagination of the artist.
It's going to take a little while. You can't come in off the street and end up making something that's on this wall. Okay, it just doesn't happen. But we're going to start with the fundamentals and move forward from there.
Most people are surprised that they can do it. It looks like, well, those are very impossible things until it's broken down into simple steps and you try it for the first time. And so I get the most reaction I get is that, wow, this is really fun.
When we come back later in the show, we try out a form of glass art that's been blowing up in popularity.